Morning. We slept up here last night. It was cold. I think it was gotta have been less than 0, I'd say. We've got our sleeping bags and a new quilt. I think this is meant to have a cover on it, but it's actually quite nice and soft, so I've not put a cover on it. We were right toasty, weren't we?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have my brew, look at my pop top at the view, and spend about 4 hours in bed still. Cheers.
Good morning from a place that's brand new to us. It's called the Lake District National Park in the northwest of England. As Sarah said, we slept upstairs in the poptop last night. When we arrived, it was between 0 and -2, depending on which area you were in. And it was pretty obvious as soon as we got to bed, it was cold. We had down sleeping bags and we've got this new fancy space something quilt. I'll tell you a bit more about it later when I've learnt more about it, but it's apparently superb in cold weather. In a down sleeping bag under this quilt, didn't feel the cold whatsoever, but my head sticking out definitely felt the cold. And the plan today is to go for a mooch into the hills, so we're going to have a brew and some breakfast and head out.
It's like hot chocolate, love.
I think I could force one down me. I just need a decent view.
Oh, maybe we find one of them.
I just don't know. Ooh, looks like a strong coffee.
Looks like a watery gravy. Tastes nice. I've already had one. Soup.
Soup. I mean, what is it?
Noodle soup. Oh, no, I mean soup.
That's the one. The old ones never die old.
No.
No. I don't know what it is.
The old ones never die old.
Yeah.
It's not just the old ones never die young. Die old. Die.
See, you don't know either.
I don't. So we've been walking for about 10, maybe 15 minutes from the campsite, like directly from the campsite, and this is what we've got. It's absolutely beautiful.
So just down there, you've got the village of Braithwaite, which is where we're staying. And from Braithwaite, just a quick 2-minute walk through the village, up a little bit of a steep hill, and all of a sudden you're on this long path that takes you down to I'm pretty sure it's an old mine.
Yeah, it is.
We haven't been down this way for a long time. At the end of this path, you've got a number of choices to go up some decent sized fells as well. The conditions are perfect.
We're just going to walk as far as our little legs will take us.
But as far as daylight will allow us, because we had a bit of a lazy morning this morning.
I think our legs will run out before the sun.
Very possible. Welcome to Force Crag Mine.
And cold tuna pasta for dinner.
We didn't have any sweet corn, so it's extremely uninteresting.
Whatever. I'm grateful for it.
But this mine is at the end of a valley. It's surrounded by hills all around you. It's actually a dead end here. I'm not going to read out all the information about the mine because number one, I don't know it. And number two, if you really wanted to know it, you'll find out yourself. It's not mining anymore. It's been closed down for decades. But it looks like they're using this area as a water treatment place. There's a lot of water being fed down from the fells here to basically a river that runs down into the Braithwaite village.
We've walked down here loads of times in the past with the dog and whatnot. And we've even been up that path up to Grassmore, haven't we? It is a cracking place. And there's a couple down there with 7 dogs. 7? Lou and Sylv, you've got something to work towards. Cold. Give me that hot chocolate. Cheers.
Had our tuna pasta, hot chocolate, had a play around with the drone, which means my fingers are now absolutely frostbitten because it is getting cold quick up here.
So we're heading back.
So we are going to head back down now, hopefully via the pub.
We got time on our side. We're in a state of hope. I need you on my fire. I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way. We got everything here, at least to stay alive. And the time that we share makes it all worthwhile. Got this place on our own. Do you feel that we got something strong?
Did we have a good day?
Yeah, it was a really good day. What, about 6 mile walkish. Then we went to the pub, had a few Erdingers, some nice food, come back to the van, watched a bit of YouTube, and now we're going to bed.
Yeah, we went to the mine, Force Crag Mine. Great walk, great weather, great views. Found a seat in the Royal Oak in Braithwaite, which is quite rare. And we got chatting to a few people from like the west coast of Cumbria. There's a dog fest in there. There was loads of dogs, wasn't there? All different breeds. And we just spent a few hours just watching all the dogs in the pub. Had a few pints of Erdinger and had some food. Came back here and just felt like big fat pigs. And just bloated. And
As some of us did.
tired. So we just caught up on a few YouTube videos. And just laughing at a comment that we've just got on a video about we're not allowed to call Wild camping in a van, wild camping. We're hijacking someone's genre. So we're gonna sign out for the night now. We'll see you in the morning because we're absolutely ruined.
Night.
See you later. It was another cold sleep last night in the pop-top, but luckily this bedding seems to be up for the job. The quilt I mentioned yesterday or earlier in this video is from a company called Biigloo. Apparently there was a NASA scientist who invented Aerogel, and apparently 1mm of Aerogel is as insulating as, I think it's 12mm of the finest down. It sounds a bit too good to be true, and we've got a double quilt and a sleeping bag, but I didn't bring the sleeping bag this time because I wasn't quite sure if it was going to be up to the job, so we brought down sleeping bags instead. I slept in my down sleeping bag, but unzipped at the top half, so my shoulders and my chest were out of it, but my shoulders and my chest were underneath this quilt, and it was weird. I almost felt like heat radiating back from the quilt to my body. It was a strange experience. It's quite thin as well, so we've got a down quilt, like one that you have at home on the bed, and it's huge, it's big, lofty, it's quite heavy, lots of down in it. This thing just looks like a cheap thin quilt, but it's not. It's just weird. So apparently with 1mm of this aerogel it can resist down to -40 degrees. Not last night but the night before, apparently it was -4, so we were alright. So this Biigloo have got a bit of a kickstarter going on, so if you are interested, I don't know how much they are, to be honest with you, we sent these just to test them out, but if you are interested, click the link in the description below. I think as long as they're not too expensive, it's well worth trying for your van. The sleeping bag, I've tried it. I wouldn't take it backpacking up a mountain, it's too bulky. The down sleeping bag's packed down much smaller, but in your van in winter, or a tent, or anything like that, or a caravan, motorhome, they're ideal. You finish me brew. We decided to beat a hasty retreat this morning because, as you know from recent videos, we've had some pretty bad weather camping experiences. This is the problem with rainbow skis. And this morning looks a little bit grim. The clouds have all rolled in. The valley we walked down yesterday, you could see the mountains at the end from this campsite, which is a great view. You can't see any of them now. You can't even see the top of Skidder, which you can see clearly from this site. So I think we're going to treat ourselves to a nice relaxing afternoon at home, maybe even a shower. The site we're staying on is definitely a recommendation from us. It's Camping and Caravanning Club. We have stayed here quite a lot in the past. I think the Camping and Caravanning Club bought this site off the owners just before the pandemic, spent about 12 months renovating it. Doesn't look a great deal different, just a bit of a different layout. Typical club site layout really, but it doesn't feel like a typical club site because of the surroundings. You have got mountains all around here, there's some good pubs as well. We went to the Royal Oak last night, we've been to the Middle Ruddings round the corner quite a few times in the past. And you've also got the Coledale Inn, which is a hotel, but it's got a good restaurant and bar there. It's a really nice place. But it's a nice place to be in the North Lake District. In fact, it's on the doorstep of Winlatter Forest as well. So the hill you go up to Winlatter Forest, this is at the bottom of that hill. You're only round the corner from Braithwaite as well, which is a large bit of water. There's a couple of nature reserves round the outskirts of the lake. and they also have a nesting site for ospreys there, so you can go up part way up Skiddaw Dodd, I think it's called, and there's an osprey viewing station there, so when they are nesting you can stand there and look through their binoculars at the ospreys nesting. We did it a while back, didn't we? It was quite a good sight to see. Our next video is going to be from Wales. We're staying in the cottage for a couple of nights, so we're going to stay in the cottage on our own, the two of us, and just have a bit of a good time in the forest and what have you. Try some outdoor cooking, because I've bought a new cooking utensil for over a fire, and then we're going to be joined by people who watch our videos on the Saturday night, so that should be interesting. In a couple of videos time you might, and I mean might, watch us pick up some dog shit. Who knows?
Bye all. What?
See you next time.